All right. Now we got to talk about your boy, Tony Sunshine.
Again?
He went up there to Amadeuz' show on Shade 45.
Didn't we say the truth enough? But to leave me out that subject, leave me out because I said enough about this.
Wait. Okay. So he went up there to Amadeuz' show on Shade 45, right? And a lot of people...
I'm Amadeuz.
A lot of people was hitting me, and it was like both, keyword, they both was dissing Cuban because Amadeus' intro did feel like he was coming at you too. The stuff he was saying was like, we see you weirdos on social media and YouTube talking shit. Stop blaming this guy and that guy because you a whack rapper. What did you what did you think when you watched that?
Yeah, it definitely taken like that. It's definitely taken like, see, that's a brother that I met out of nowhere. I went to his podcast. We talked about situations. I even shared some music with him. I sent him, at the time he was going to a trip to Mexico with his wife. I met his wife too when I went there. And they're cool brothers. You know what I'm saying? Cool brothers. The people he had around him.
I always liked him. He was cool. Even as a rapper, he's dope.
Yeah, and I like him as a rapper too. I don't think he's extra above the bar, but I think he's up there where I like to listen to what he's saying. Like, he's dope. It's just his voice is too crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a little too much screamish for me at certain times. But he's dope. He knows how to put words together as a lyricist. So I always give him props. You know what I'm saying? He had me on his show. We had a great conversation. He actually, I commend him for talking about the Nori situation when I was going through that situation where Nori said he couldn't interview me because Joe is his friend. So he put that out there in the voice. He's an upcoming. You got to understand, he was an upcoming podcaster also. He wants views. He knows the business part. He knows shock value. He knows things. When I heard him say that, even though we recorded a good report with each other, you know what I'm saying? He even invited me, I think like a couple of months back, to go on his podcast and all that. Right now, when I seen him with Tony, I seen him that he joined let me stir something up between this. Let me instigate a little bit so I could get some views. So I could, you know what I'm saying, so he could do what he wants to do in podcasts and get some views up. Since I think those numbers were low. I don't know. I try to make an excuse of why he would say certain things. Because I definitely took it like he was talking about me. Those topics about, you talking online, troll, and Tony Baloney is playing alongside with him. Yeah, tell him. So, I was like, did he get brainwashed? Did he get brainwashed by Tony? Did Tony promise some business ventures with him that he sided with Tony now and he's fuck Cuban? I definitely seen that in him to say that. Maybe he could answer on his own way. You know what I'm saying? I had no wants of really going against him. I don't know him. I was cordial with him. I was real with him. I had a good time with him. So if he wants to put his neck inside that field, he's going to only look wrong and crazy. I just don't want to give that topic too much because I know it's not about him, but it's about him. So if he wants to definitely talk to me about, was he talking about me in that podcast, which definitely everybody, they see my story and Tony and his story. I think that would definitely, and remember Ballistic Ball Man, Mr. Lipstick is his man too. And we respected the fact that he didn't want to talk about Ballistic Man that day. You know what I'm saying? So I said, cool. You know what I'm saying? So, I had no problem with Amadeuz. But now, I don't know if he's seeking for a problem with me. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's really nothing to me. It's none of his business. I don't feel like, I see the play that he's doing, where he's just talking about me it was whack. If you see it from a difference and you see the history of him interviewing me and then now he's interviewing Tony and he's taking Tony's side, it just looks whack. It looks like you're a ball licker. You licking balls. And either they put the pressure on you to take his side or to talk bad about me or to insinuate certain things about me that has no merit to it. Because I never had a problem with you. It just looks ugly. You know what I'm saying? It looks stupid. It looks ugly to me. If you wanted to do shock value, hey, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction to that because it's like I already know what you're doing. And that's just disappointing to me as a man. You have
let me talk about what really made it seem like he was talking about you, because he denied that he was coming at you, right? But what it really made it seem like that was in the video, Amadeus said some things like, I gave these guys a shot too, and Tony was mad at me for doing so. Tony was like, you wasting your time. I think that part kind of made it seem like he was talking about you.
I know. And insinuates everything is pointing to he was talking about me. Now, if he wants to be a man, that's why I don't have no punches. That's why when I say something about somebody, I don't insinuate. I don't subliminal shit. I say the person, right? I say the person, because my way, it could go mad ways too. I could be like, and do subliminal shit, and then everybody that I have a problem with might be thinking I'm talking about them. But I make always sure that I state a name, and I give my opinion on that, and I stand on it, and I know that I'm saying it towards that person. So him leaving that open, if you do his archives and you go through his archives, the only person that, this nigga Tony and I got a problem with, and the only one he interviewed before that, that had a say in his podcast was me. So if you put it together, of course, 99% of the people gonna be like, oh, he's talking about you. But he could be slick, try to just bring shock value, like I said, or bring people in his views to bring a little attention to his shit, and not say my name. You know what I'm saying? But in the other ways, if people are thinking that way and they saying you're doing this to Cuban, then you address it and say, I was not talking about Cuban Link. I had Cuban here, and he was mad courteous with my wife. He was cool as fuck. We broke bread. We talked about the industry. We talked about nothing but intelligent subjects, and it was what it was. That was the story. I was not talking about Cuban. That's if he's a real nigga. Because everybody knows that you was inferring that to me, but now you want to act like I wasn't talking about you. And then he's taking it he's taking it personal when Goya hits him up and said,
right. That's what I was going to say. Because people in the comments were saying like Amadeus coming at Cuban without mentioning his name is nasty work, right?
Right.
Goya had responded and said he interviewed Cuban before and now he coming at Cuban because Tony is in the building. He responded to Goya and said he wasn't dissing Cuban and he was the only one that was defending you back in the day. And I didn't take that personally.
Just for him to say that if you feel like I'm talking about them, put some music out and stop talking about podcasters. Listen to me. You don't gotta fire me up to do that. I do my music, my brother. I take my music seriously. I will burn all MCs that ever try to diss me or want to battle me. I'll put my hand on the Bible and said I will burn all of y'all niggas. All of y'all as the MC competitive stuff. But when you get personal with me, and my situation with Tony is personal. So if you want to join that fight and if you want to gas it up, that's on you. We both know that. Because if that was the case when I went to your podcast, you could have said how you stood. And you could have made a beef about it. We could have been rumbling that. That would have been definitely a shock value for everybody. You would have definitely got more views. But to do underhanded shit like insinuating me, and you're doing it. The only person you had up there that, had a problem with this baloney is me. So you're trying to insinuate me, and we know that what kind of avenue you're going into. So, you're doing the I don't know shit, the let me start up a fire and then act like I'm not the one who put gasoline on it. You could act that way, but you know that I know real nigga shit. We can't get away from that. It's not like I want to go out of my way and diss him now for that. It's not that. Keep doing his thing, man. Like I said, man, I had good energy when I went up there with him. If he doesn't want to say that, he wants to call me now. He try to run with the same narrative. These baloney smoking niggas that throw dirt on my name are you running with as far as like, oh, he's getting mad at the interview. Nigga, come back with music. What are you talking about? I showed you music. I got receipts where I sent you all my music. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You can't deny it. It was dope. You just sided with these dudes because they promised you probably a better position in business because they're in the business more savvy than I am. So you probably sided with them on that level. They're going to help you. They're going to work with Tony now. But you don't got to throw me under the bus for that, my nigga. Just be a real one. And I thought you was real because at the end of the day, you seemed like a real one. But if you're inferring that or deferring that to me, as far as like, I'm on YouTube just talking and not really doing actions, you got me mistakenly, brother. You know what I'm saying? And it's times where, you got to show people who you are. You know what I'm saying? And, I took a long break and some people might fall asleep and, they try to encourage me maybe to get on my music shit. Maybe that's what his foundation play. at the end of the day to encourage me that, yo, man, you just come back with music. I know you better than them. Just do some music. And it's like, from a person like that knows the business, I just feel disappointed on because he knows the situation. I told you. And it's not an excuse for me saying, oh, I'm blaming them. It's just like, yo, I got to get in bed with the right people in business to get my product out there. And I got to be happy with it. We got to have the same vision. You know, that's a hard thing to do in my field of work. And that's all it is. And I thought he was shit understand. Yo, Cuban's going to come out when he right. But he got some fire music. So he could have said. But he took the side of the baloney. And now you're down with the baloney pony. Tenderoni squad. And that's the problem. Now I'll put you there. So it's like, everybody, you put yourself there. I didn't put you there. You came out and you said this. I didn't do that. But I got nothing bad against, you know what I'm saying? Overall, what he stands for, except that he's a switch sider whenever it pertains to whatever personal gains he wants. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no bad feelings towards him ever.
Yeah, but in the comments, he was saying that, oh, these people in the comments crying and bitching. And, you know, obviously that was after Goya had commented what he did, you know, so it was like,
right.
If you didn't want it to seem like you were going at Cuban, you could have responded in a different way that would be
in a responsible way. And he let it go. So we all know, like, you want to keep us reading between the lines. Like, come on, dog. If you're real, you just state the line you're on. Like I do. I say your name. You know what I'm saying? When I said that somebody got slapped with a penis in the face when they was younger and he thought he was gangster. And then after he got slapped, he just did a, you know what I'm saying, airbender move and try to praise the Buddha to please don't do nothing and then just didn't do nothing about it. I brought real facts. I brought the guy who really did that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a nigga that's going to say nothing for just getting some shock value. I'm saying it probably laughingly, but it's real facts. It's real facts. You know what I'm saying? What I say. Now, these guys just play along for the radio waves. I guess that's their moves. I don't respect that. I don't think people that are real, that follow me, respect that.